right, welcome back. And today we're gonna switch calling services because I've been using Agora. Agora was the service that was used by Clubhouse, if you remember that app back in the day or back in like 2020. It is actually almost back in the day now, like 5 years ago. But when that came out, it was like that thing where you joined a room and you could talk to people. Apparently, what they used on the back end for the calling functionality was Agora, um, which is why I wanted to use it. But it seems like it's just going to be way too complex for the way that it works for me. Because what I seem to be running into is an issue where Supabase runs a specific version of something um, with its code, whereas it doesn't run on Node.js. I think I'm not quite sure what it means exactly, but I do know that Agora, the what do you call this? The encryption algorithm for um, the tokens that you create, it runs on Node.js native. Like that's what it's built for, as far as I understand. And Node.js has a library for a specific encryption, I think, which makes a specific type of key. And Superbase's code doesn't run on this. It runs on Deno or Dino or something like that. I've never heard of that before, so I don't know if it is the same thing as Node.js is, but let's say that it is for simplicity's sake. And it has a different type of library for the encryption, which means that if we use Node.js's encryption, we're going to get a specific type of key or token. And if we use the Deno or Dino, we're going to get a different type of key, just slightly different. And it's very hard to match them, apparently. I'm not sure if this is actually the issue, but when I asked Claude about like what are other options, I actually have been another company has reached out to me via email, and they're called Sego Cloud, and they wanted to sponsor me in some sort of way or like collaborate in some sort of way. And they are like a competitor to Agora. And I like the idea that Agora was used by Clubhouse. That's all that I'm basing my decision on up until now. But now that I'm running into issues with Agora, I feel like, well, maybe it's a good chance to kind of switch. So I did reply to their email about sponsoring me with like a layout for how that could work, how we could collaborate. But apparently they weren't interested in the layout that I had. So they're not sponsoring me. So I'm going to be doing this for free, which I guess is better in some way because it means that I'm not actually tied to them. Like if it's not better, then I can just switch back to Agora. But it would have been nice for them to sponsor this because then they could have covered the costs of the phone calling, which means that we wouldn't have to have limits for our users for how many phone calls they could do within the first or within a month or within a certain time, which would have meant that if the app would become really popular really fast, then it won't cost me personally any money. And right now, like I said in the last video, I'm not making that much money from this channel. I'm only making like $15 a month. So it's going to be hard for that money to cover the costs of using any type of calling service. But either way, as far as I can tell, Sego Cloud's encryption stuff is simpler and it's going to be easier to replicate on Supabase. So hopefully that will work. But we need to check a couple things. We need to check that we can actually get data from volume so that we can get the volume animation to work. But I think that should be fine because it shouldn't necessarily be limited to the service that we use. It might be something that we can just get from the device. I don't know how we do it at the current moment, but so I'm going to ask Claude a few questions about it first, and then we're going to switch, and that's going to be what we're doing today. And hopefully, my goal is to, or my hope is that we're just going to be able to type in a few commands and ask Claude to change everything over from Agora to Sego Cloud, and that should work very smoothly, which is a incredibly naive expectation to have, but it is the expectation I have nonetheless. I expect this to work flawlessly without any errors. Famous last words. All right, now let's get to it and ask. So the little sad thing about this is that by now using it, using Sego Cloud and like setting everything up, I am sort of removing any, what do you call that, like negotiation. Negotiation leverage. I'm removing my leverage here because my leverage is that I could show you guys how setting up Sego Cloud works and how easy it is or how hard it is or the process of it and like talk about it. But now I'm doing that for free, which means that what they would have paid for, they've now already gotten for free. So, yeah, not a good idea if you want to make money from sponsors at least, maybe it's a better idea if you just want to make an app. Okay. All right, this will be very interesting. Now, I've gotten everything on the back end, I think, to work, which is really, it was really fast. Like, and I'm pretty sure that it does work. Now it's just migrating everything from using Agora on the client side to using Sego Cloud instead. And it's I'm very interested because it's basically just like take all of this structure that we've already created for Agora and switch it so that it now works for a completely different system, which I don't know how easy that is for it to do. Um, so it'll be very interesting. All right, now it's supposed to have done it. I have no idea, but according to this thing, it says that it's done it. So let's run it on my phone. Build failed. Okay, let's try it again. All right, let's put it to the test and see, did it work? Did it not work? We're gonna press start connection and then start connection here. Hello? Hello. Okay, so we got an error, but that's good. We can then copy this error. Okay, it seems like it's a backend error. No, are you kidding me? Seriously? Fuck. The token needs proper HMAC SHA or SHA-256 signing with a specific payload structure, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly the error that we were having on Agora. All right, it seems like we have to do the freaking server thing, but apparently, if you're using Versal, according to Claude, which I don't trust, or I shouldn't be trusting because it's led me wrong a few times now. But the difference is that, according to what I can figure out, Sego Cloud, you get 10,000 free minutes of phone calls or video calls for the first month. But then after the first month, that is gone and you no longer have it. Um, or maybe you keep it, I don't know, until you've used it all up. Either way, on Agora, it seems like you get 10,000 minutes every month. So you get 10,000 minutes the first month, and then the next month it resets to 10,000 minutes and it keeps going. I'm not entirely sure about this. That's as far as I understand it. And then the price per 1,000 minutes of free of audio calls is also way cheaper on Agora. So it seems like we're going with Agora, which is good. It's a good thing that Sego Cloud didn't accept my offer then, because otherwise I would have been stuck needing to use Sego Cloud. Maybe Sego Cloud is better, I don't know, but so far it seems like it's not. So let's create an account on Versal and let's run a server on Versal, and then let's see if we can get it to work. All right, now we are close, I think, because now we're just asking Claude to make some changes here so that we have the correct. So we're using the server instead of Supabase, I guess, to generate the token, which I hope will now mean that the phone calling will work. So we're just going to wait for this for Claude to update the client side code, and then we're going to run this on my phone. And this is going to be the last time I'm going to run this today. And then if we don't get it to work, then I'm going to have to come back tomorrow. But I'm cautiously hopeful about this, because we were able to generate an actual token, as you can see down here. This is an actual token, which is further than we've come before, I think. So yeah, let's all right, let's hope and pray. Connected to voice call. We're getting what? It works. We're getting audio coming through. I mean, this is amazing. The audio animation is not good because it's just showing the exact like the lines just look the same. So we need to fix that. But we're getting audio. Fuck, that's so good. Finally. My God, I'm happy about this. This means that the app is like this close to being ready to be published. I'm gonna hang up because I can hear my own voice and it's very annoying. Like we're literally that close to having this be finished now. We just need to fix the voice animation so it looks better. Not super important because it's not, like if you think about it, it's not that important for the actual product, but it's something that I want to do. So we're gonna fix that. We're gonna also remove the whatever the text was beneath it, which said like, oh, we're connected to this call. But that's gonna be for next video, which will come on Monday. But I'm so happy about that. Like, I can't explain how nice that feels, because now there's like cohesion. The whole app is coming together and everything is working. We can do phone calls, we can match, we can recall the users, we can switch to the next user, we can like, everything works. Now it's just about publishing it. Like the app that I have right now is a working prototype of the app, which is so cool. So I'm going to celebrate this by not continuing to work anymore. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next one on Monday, when we're going to polish up the voice animation.